few weeks back during Grammy Week in LA, I ran a producer camp and I brought 30 fire producers from all across the world to work in some insane studios with huge industry producers. And it was crazy.
That sound just crashed! Everyone!
We had producers who worked with Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, 21 Savage, Future, Don Toliver, Beyonce, and so many more all pull up and collab with the up-and-coming producers who came to the camp. And we ended up helping 30 producers get their first major placement, but more on that later. It was a crazy week, but before we get into all the good stuff, let me explain the concept of the week. So the whole concept and idea behind these producer camps is to invite like 20 to 30 more up-and-coming producers, and we all stayed in one mansion in a big city. I've actually done 4 of these camps in the past in ATL, Miami, and LA. And we essentially get all these people from all over the world to fly out. And then I bring all of my big connections that are in the city to the same place with all these up and coming guys. So A&Rs, engineers, writers, producers, artists, you get the point. Like I just said, normally we're doing it in big mansions, but this time I wanted to switch it up. And instead of booking out a mansion, I booked out 2 insane studios for the full camp. So we could be cooking up on proper setups with big ass speakers and not have to worry about noise complaints, because that was a big problem with the other camps. And these studios were crazy. There have been legends that have recorded in these rooms like Michael Jackson, Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, Kanye West, etc. Anyways, like I was saying, with this camp, I wanted to help get a bunch of producers their first major placement. So instead of just aimlessly making beats for the whole entire camp, I actually made a song with Lil Got It before the camp. And the plan was to go in and let all these producers touch the beat and reproduce everything to make it even crazier, but more just to help give everyone a bunch of credits to their name so that when they go to DM someone, they at least have one big artist name in their credits so they can network easier. And the whole point is to add as many producers on this beat as humanly possible. And we ended up getting 33 producers on a beat that actually sounds good and cohesive. But you'll hear all that in a second. For now, let's get into day 1 of the camp. At about 12 p.m., we had everyone pull up to the first studio for the camp, Melrose Sound. We had this whole building booked out 24 hours a day so we could cook up all day and all night. Melrose was founded by JP, who's the head engineer at Warner, and he's worked with artists like Bruno Mars, Skrillex, David Guetta, Flo Rida, Jason Derulo, and so many more. They even had a plaque for See You Again by Charlie Puth on the wall, which was just crazy to see. But anyways, at around 12, everyone started to pull up, and we had people from all around the world. We had people from Taiwan, Canada, Mexico, Colombia, Germany, Switzerland, Poland, and people all over the US. It's always so dope to have all these people from different countries all in one place, because we all have such different backgrounds and are such different people, but we all have one thing in common: we love to cook up and make beats. So we got busy cooking up right away, and I showed everyone around the rooms in the studio and got everyone situated, just vibing, cooking up, eating some In-N-Out for lunch, getting to know each other. And then before I started inviting over a bunch of big industry people, I did a networking masterclass with everyone at the camp. I always want to do this in the beginning of the camp because a lot of the people who are coming have, one, never been to the studio ever, or never been in the studio with big name producers or big name artists, etc. And I remember the first time that I was in big sessions, I didn't know how to carry myself, and I didn't know how to shoot my shot and try to get phone numbers and lock in with people without coming off weird or pushy. So I like to do that class in the beginning to just kind of give everyone some pointers on how to be successful throughout the week with getting a bunch of connections. Anyways, after that, I had everyone move to the main room of the studio, and we did a little Pass the Aux event. I also like to start my camps off doing this, and these guys had some fire. Once we finished up the Pass the Aux, I started texting all of my connections in LA trying to get some people to pull up to get the networking and cooking up in full motion. And we had some super dope people pull up. First, we actually had some big producers that flew out for the camp, so they were pulling up every single day, so shout out to them. First being my boy Leo Sun, who's a Grammy-winning producer, who's Joyner Lucas's main engineer and producer, and has credits with people like J. Cole, Future, Chris Brown, etc. My boy Concept P, who's worked with Future, 6ix9ine, Moneybagg Yo, Quavo, Roddy Ricch, the list goes on and on. He also pulled up every single day, as well as my boy Young Dave Bangin, who works a lot with Tory Lanez, and we actually got one on the way with Tory, and he dropped a snippet the day that Dave showed up to the camp, which was super dope. Next up, we have my best friend Jacob, who's the owner of Sauceware Audio. They do the plugins like Spawn and Scorch, but he's also produced for huge artists like Travis Scott, 21 Savage, Metro Boomin, Bryson Tiller, Russ, and a bunch of other dope people. My boy Ghost Rage actually lives in LA, and he was pulling up every day. He's worked with people like Future, Lil Baby, Young Dolph, Lil Durk, Nav, and a bunch of other dope people. And my boy Ivan also pulled up pretty much every day, and he does a bunch of fire interview content. You've probably seen him on Instagram Reels if you watch any engineering content. Jay Cactus and Infinite also pulled up, and I didn't get the chance to actually sit down and cook up with them, but it was so dope to actually meet some of these fellow, YouTube producer creators. My boy T5 pulled up with his manager Boss Hog, and he's produced for Rod Wave, Lil Baby, Ryler Rodriguez, YFN Lucci, YTB Fat, and a bunch of other dope people. God Bless Eli pulled up. I've been a huge fan of his work with Drake. It was so dope to meet him in person. Eli pulled up with a fire artist named Loco Los and his boy Zay Hamilton, who's a fire producer as well. I also had Serenity Hayes pull up, who's a super talented artist and vocalist who's worked with Suicide Boys. My boy Barragini pulled up, who's worked with people like NBA Youngboy, and if you haven't seen him on Instagram Reels and TikTok, I feel like you just don't have the apps. My boy Marco Lenz pulled up, who's worked with Lil Baby, Young Thug, Future, Dirk, G Herbo, on and on and on. My boy Alec pulled up, who you might recognize from some old Producer Grind videos, but he's worked with artists like Babyface Ray, Mozzie, and Ian. And then last but not least, my boy Greg Mateo, who's the president of publishing at BeatStars, pulled up, and he came through the camp and was just answering everyone's questions about collecting your royalties, registering your publishing, and all that good stuff. And quick little shout out to BeatStars for helping me sponsor the event a little bit. But anyways, more people ended up pulling up later that night that I just don't even remember, so I won't talk too much, and let's play some clips from day one.
Wait, pause it. Hold on. I need to find the right position to get that really good sound. Hold on. Then record just like the kick.
If I don't get this, it's over. Damn, fucking fucked up the game winner.
save it, man.
That shit's crazy, bro.
Appreciate it.
I already looked at it. Yeah.
If you're gonna confuse, hand in my heart I refuse.
We ended up cooking up till about 3 or 4 in the morning that night, and we all headed back to the hotel to get some rest for day 2. But real quick, before we get into day 2, I wanted to shout out my boy Fly Dutch Guy, who helped take almost all the footage and photos for this event, and he's been doing it for almost every camp that I've ran, so please go follow my boy Fly Dutch. He's the GOAT. But anyways, let's get into day 2. For this day, I told everyone to pull up to Melrose at about 12 p.m. again. And we had the same idea going for today, just get a bunch of crazy producers and talented people all under one roof. But before all the big producers and people pulled up later that night, I wanted to have everyone work on the Lil Got It song. Like I was saying earlier, I actually made this song with Got It before the camp, but I essentially wanted to delete the beat, create something completely new at the camp, and try to get as many people on the beat and actually make it sound good. And real quick, I'll let you guys hear the original version of the song that I produced with my boy Or6. Shout out Or6.
Nigga, I'm straight, to this shit out of state.
So early in the day, we started reproducing that song, and I'll let y'all see some of that right now.
The way that I think about running is just like everyone take their turn. I want to get like more like the melody piece down first. I get it. Yo, we weren't recording. Let me do it again.
Nigga, I'm straight, to this shit out of state. Do anything my way. Ooh, I'm on the way. Yeah, I'm on that hay. I'm on that hay. I'm on the way. I took this shit to the top. Nigga, I'm straight, to this shit out of state. Do anything my way. Ooh, I'm on the way. Yeah, I'm on that hay. You play with this shit, you miss it. Raise on my finger, be glisten. My finger is free, it's itchy. You want me, we Nigga, I'm straight, to this shit out of state. Do anything my way. Ooh, I'm on the way. Yeah, I'm on that hay. I'm on the way. I took this shit to the top. This barrel hold me like a block. She suck it good.
Alright, cool. Kyrie, you want to do some shit on that? Yeah.
Nigga, I'm straight, yeah. I took this shit out of state. Do anything my way. Ooh, I'm on the way. Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. 4-hour cook up. 80 people on this motherfucker. Get it.
I took this shit to the top. The barrel hold me like a block. She suck it good, I'm starving. Why about that bitch? See something we up.
Y'all could go through these recordings and try to make sense of all the shit that we already have, so that when we're adding, we're not just blindly adding synths that don't match each other.
Keep put the feds on me. High fell asleep, cut the meds on me. Full of LP, you ain't res at home. Brand new fleet, put legs on me. She ain't give it up cause you bad.
That's better.
I'm super wild like water. Top beat, cheap, put feds on me.
play you guys the final song towards the end of this video, but the song is out now, so if you click at the first link in the description down below, you can go check out the song. Go stream it. But anyways, a little bit later, we had a bunch of dope people pull up. A lot of the same people from the first day, but we had a bunch of new fire people pull up as well. First being my boy Matt McFarlane, who's an A&R at APG. We had him come in and let a bunch of producers plug in and play their beats for people like Big X Plug, Young Boy, Kevin Gates, Lay Banks, etc. All the people who are on the APG roster. And a little later, my boy Lil Ju pulled up, who's Megan Thee Stallion's main producer. He's also worked with people like Beyonce, Key Glock, Lil Baby. Shout out my boy K Dimes for bringing him through. My boy Hardo pulled up, who's produced for Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Rod Wave, No Cap, and a bunch of other artists. And he came with Hayes, who's done a ton of records for Lil Baby, Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy, all those kind of artists. And we also had Kyrus pull through, who's worked with Rod Wave, Huncho, NBA Youngboy, and a bunch of other people. And once everyone had pulled up, we just started vibing out and cooking up. But not before we devoured some Panda Express. I ordered like 60 pounds of orange chicken, and everyone was going crazy on that. Anyways, here's the vibes from day 2.
We gotta get into it, man. Come on, man.
Let's do
we
it.
ain't even got one, my nigga.
Come on.
No, I swear. Every time. Me and people are like, yo, let's lock in, let's lock in, let's lock in.
It never happens, bro. We gotta do it.
I like playing it out better. Machine is this. It's the real producers that go.
Every beat we made has been fucking heat.
I'll give you pleasure.
What the fuck? I don't know how that got on my computer.
There you go.
No, it's not. It's almost there.
Almost. There you go. See, I told you. I told you. How about that? How about that? Just this beat is hard as fuck, though.
Hell yeah, it is. Crazy thing enough too. This is an actual thing that I made. I made this on a Moog.
Oh yeah? That's sick. There you go.
talking to you? Yeah.
That's why I told you you need to get on
Is
that.
it David's 16-inch? Is that you?
What I'm trying to see clear is who I am without you. Without, is it okay to be there? Make me question, what is it all for? What is it all for? I'm overthinking
I also ended up passing out my unreleased Tone Flex plugin to a bunch of the people at the camp. Finally, getting close to dropping that. You guys could take a look and see that in action right here.
You can also change the effect channel. You can put the reverse first, so that's filtering it, and then
We got Tone Flex up there.
it's shifting it up 12. That's why it sounds kind of funny.
What do you think of the plugin though?
I think it's fire, bro. It's sick to be able to just cycle through like different ideas and like just completely different change ups on the sample and everything.
Can I pause you?
Yeah.
Why did you even want to make a plugin?
I just kind of wanted to take like the workflow that I was getting with real synths and real analog pedals and put it all in an easy to use plugin, because a lot of times you can get really cool sounds out of real analog gear, but it kind of has a learning curve to it to get that sound. So you can get that sound, but it's actually easy to use inside of Tone Flex right here.
How did this go? Like, what's your favorite one of like the individual?
I really like the delay and the tape sound really good, and then the reverse is really good for like flipping your ideas. And eventually in the next build you'll be able to describe the effect that you want. Just click the generate button and then get the effect without having to know how to tweak all the knobs.
And these will be like parameters just on the back end from a development side. Maybe just touch on, you put together the parameters to like help ease that process.
Yeah, so I went through and I'm making all of the presets. So it's not AI, they're all like curated presets for each, whatever the adjective is. If you want an analog sounding chorus, I went through and made a ton of presets just on the chorus that sound like an analog chorus. All these different presets on the back end that it's kind of mixing and matching together. So it's not completely random, just making horrible sounding presets.
Get more happy accidents that way too.
Yeah, exactly. Happy accidents. But once it's done, the UI will look like, once you open the individual pedals, it'll look more something more like this. So it'll open to the default small screen right there, and then whenever you click this advanced button, that's when it'll open up into all the pedals. You can rearrange the order, mess with all the parameters, all that.
What's it like using the plugin that you've created?
I feel like I just slowly, as I've been building it, unless I need a specific effect that it doesn't have, I really just, any kind of effect I need, subtle or like some really creative stuff, I just pull it up. I've just been working with it for pretty much like a year as like my only effect plugin.
This was our last night in Melrose, and tomorrow we were going to be moving to one of the craziest studios in LA, Paramount Recording. So, like I said, today we were in Paramount Recording, and this studio is insane. I mean, the second that you walk in there and see plaques on the wall from legendary artists, you can also see pictures on the wall of people like Tupac, Michael Jackson, Kendrick Lamar, you name it, they're probably recorded there. Just being in the same environment as all those legends, just, I don't know, it just has a different aura to it. And this studio was so dope. They had full-on closed-off production rooms inside of the live rooms. We also set up studios in the live room, and then the main control room with the control board and all that. And this studio has everything. They even had a bedroom and a shower in one of the studio rooms, which is just crazy. But anyways, they helped us make like 7 different setups throughout the studio that we could have people cooking up at. But even though we changed the studio location, nothing really changed as far as the plan for the day went. Get as many dope people as I can to pull up, and we had some fucking insane people pull up today. First being the absolute legend, Illmind. If you don't already know who Illmind is, I feel like you're living under a rock. The aura that he had when he walked in, it was like we had a whole room full of people, everyone was talking, and they seen Illmind come in and everyone just stopped talking. We ended up like creating a huge circle around him, and he was just talking, spitting game, and like giving gems to all the up and coming guys. So shout out Illmind. But Illmind also came with a bunch of producers and songwriters from Empire, including my boy Bezzy, who's worked with Kanye and has a ton of crazy unreleased cuts. My boy Israel also pulled up, who did Wait For You by Future, Drake, and Thames. And he's also working really closely with Kanye West right now. He actually brought his suitcase to the studio because he had a flight right after to go to Mexico City to help Ye with the show that he was doing in Mexico City. You guys are probably seeing that online. My boy Kid Hazel also pulled up. He's one of 21 Savage's main producers. He's actually signed to Savage. Next up, we got Jerome Sua, who's worked with Bad Bunny, Mike Towers, Trippie Redd, No Cap, and he played some of the craziest beats that I heard all week. My boy Darko also pulled up, who is insane on the keys. I've known him for like 10 years online. We put out one of the first loop kits that we ever made together. So it was so dope to actually meet him in person because he's all the way from Germany. But he's done crazy records with people like Central C and Denzel Curry, Russ, and a bunch of other big artists. My boy Tyler Coolidge pulled up, who was just on the new DaBaby album. He's also worked with people like Russ, but he does the craziest club banger kind of vibes. And then I also had Sarah Kennedy pull up, who's a super fire vocalist. If you've ever downloaded one of my kits, bought one of my kits, or anything like that in the past, you have almost 90% used her vocal samples. So I had to have her come out. Funny enough, the day before she pulled up, we actually had a song drop with Lil TJ called Can't Change, and she also helped out with that Tory Lane snippet that me and Dave Bangin produced. Next up, we have my boy Wonder Yo pull up, who's worked with Cardi, Lil Baby, Young Thug, Rod Wave, and a ton of other people. We also had Chef, who works a lot with Kanye West, Dave Blunts, and Big X The Plug pull up, and he came through with Einer Banks, who you probably know from his famous as ukulele videos, but you might not know is he actually has a ton of super dope production credits. My boy Cinco also pulled up, who worked with Einer Banks on Rap Star by Polo G, and he's also worked with a ton of big artists as well. And speaking of big artists, my boy Toxic Is Mad brought Mata, who's a huge artist from Poland, but he was out in LA and he ended up recording some songs at the camp. Anyways, let's see some of these vibes and cook-ups from day 3.
Oh man, goddamn. Oh shit, no camera? My bad, bro. Shit, this is looking like a cinema in here with all these chairs, bro. I know, right? That's crazy.
Where were you when I was alone? Trying to find somebody to hold. I'm so convinced it's over. It's over.
got going on in here? Cooking up. Let's hear it.
This night was so dope, man, and like I said, it was so crowded, I couldn't even walk through the hallway at one point. So many dope, talented producers, writers, all in one place was crazy. The energy was unmatched, and honestly, it got a little too crowded, so I wanted the last day to be a little bit more chill, so let's get into that. The last day of the camp is always a bittersweet day. On one hand, I've met a bunch of new people, spent every waking hour of the days for the past few days with them, getting close with each other. But you also know it's the last day, and then after that, it's over. And actually, during my last LA camp, one of the people who came to the camp came up with the term post-camp depression to explain what it feels like going home after one of these camps. But anyways, we started off the last day by playing the final version of the Lil Got It song. I really just wanted to play this on the big ass speakers at Paramount because they just sounds so good. And to get some fire content, I wanted everyone in the studio behind me while I played it to make it look like we had that shit packed.
Nigga, I'm straight. Nigga, I'm strapped to this shit on the stage. Doing anything my way. I'm on the way. Yeah, I'm on the hay. I'm on the hay. I'm on the way. I took this shit to the top. This baby hold me like the blow. Shit like it good, I'm stopped. Just give me that mug. These niggas playing big house. Every trick they gotta stop. Did it again, they played that flop. I was sipping wine like water. Top beach, cut the fans on me. High fantasy, cut the meds on me. Full of RP, reds on me. Brand new feet, put legs on it. She ain't give it up cause she bad, you know. I'm still thanking God, need a hair smoke. Instead of walking down, need a nasty opponent. Walk by that bed and see something we on it. Baby, on you boys' heads now. Straight with a whole fucking hoodie round. I'm in that baby like every sound. I ain't got rich, but I ain't making to the cafe now. You need to be with precision, you make a decision. You play with this shit and you miss it. Rings on my finger be glistening. My index finger is itching. You want when we blinking. Everything dairy, you wicked embarrassed. I'm pulling out one, come get to that chicken. Talking and knowing they scary. That shit is hilarious, man. These niggas be niggas. I took this shit to the top. This barrel hold me like the blow. She suck it good, I'm stopped. Just give me that mug. These niggas playing big house. Every kick they gotta stop. They pay that flop. I been sipping wine like water. Top beach, put the fans on me. High fantasy, cut the meds on me. Full of RP, reds on me. Brand new fleet, put legs on me. She ain't give it up cause she bad, you know. I'm still thinking God, need a hair smoke. Instead of walking down, need a nasty pull. How about that bitch and see something we on it? Nigga, I'm straight. I took this shit out of state. Doing anything my way. I'm on the way. Yeah, I'm on the hay. I'm on the hay. I'm on the way.
sir.
But anyways, after that, we kept going strong for day 4 with a bunch of dope producers pulling up. And again, a bunch of the producers from the previous days were pulling up again. But on this last day, we also had my boy Juco pull up, who's been going insane. He just had 5 songs on Thug's last album. My boy Sebastian pulled up, who recently just did the craziest Drake snippet out. My boy Alex, or Flex, my bad, I'm not sure how to say it. He pulled up with Sebastian and Juco. He's got songs with people like Central C, Tory Lanez, Isaiah Falls. And actually, me and him have a placement together with Blast, which is one of my favorite songs that I produced on. I also had Sambo pull up, who's Suicide Boy's main engineer. I work with this guy all the time. It's just always dope to meet him in person again. I also had my boy Cambo pull up, who works a bunch with pop artists like Doja Cat. My boy O Ross also pulled up, who just produced ATM on Don Toliver's Octane album. Crazy ass song. He also works a lot with Key Glock and a bunch of other big people. And since it was the last night, I normally do this. I went to the liquor store with Orsix and Concept, and we just bought some bottles. Fuck it, get a little turn. But it was a great night, man. So let's dive into those.
Maybe I had like an open hat and that shit.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna turn this into Afro? Clipping my feet, boy.
You don't even know, bro. Bro, it's musty as fuck in here. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Trying to get those cookies, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. Yes, sir.
Oh shit, is that a camera?
They gotta bounce.
Yeah.
Flip it, bro.
Oh, look at it.
We old, dude.
It tracked. Oh, damn.
God damn.
I guess give me a quick little update. This is last day, right?
Yeah, last
so
day.
just give me a quick update about how Paramount has been.
Oh man, Paramount is the best. The staff here, I mean, obviously you see the studios. It's just super inspiring being here, but it's just, there's no feeling like being in one of these legendary studios, you know what I mean?
Thanks for making it to the end of this video. Real quick shout out to everyone who came and booked the camp. This shit is not possible without you guys. So I put all of their Instagrams in the description down below. Go give those guys a follow. But anyways, that's it for me. Peace.
Nigga, I'm straight. I took this shit out of state. Do anything my way. Ooh, I'm on the way. Yeah, I'm on that hay. Yeah, I'm on that hay.
I love you.
I'm on the way. I took this shit to the top. This banger hold me like the block. She suck it good, don't stop.